Welcome to your English Voice, episode 4, a free experience inside the world of Inglés con Victoria to help you sound as clear, confident, and professional in English as you do in Spanish. Every week, I'll bring you short, potent trainings to help you amplify your global presence and own your English voice. My name is Maria Victoria Perez. I'm a neuro language coach, teacher of English and accent specialist. I'm also the founder of Inglés con Victoria. Before we begin, I want to say something that is very important. Clear speech training, also known as accent reduction training, is part of my programs inside the confidence arena. Now, how you sound in English matters. It affects your clarity, it affects your fluency, your precision, and your confidence. The clarity of your sounds, of your voice, affects how others see you, but it also affects how you feel, and that's one of the most important things. We want to feel confident, and we want to feel that we are in our power, that we are owning the voice, our English voice. This is why working on your English sounds is highly strategic as a professional in a global role. It changes how you show up in meetings, interviews, and also global spaces. Today, we're going straight into one of the biggest blind spots Spanish speakers have. It's a tiny detail that changes everything: how you show up, how you feel, how clear your message is. And the best part is that it is predictable. It's simple. And once you fix it, people notice immediately. And I'm talking about the English D sound. So in this episode, you'll discover why Spanish speakers pronounce the D wrong without even realizing it, how the English D really works, the difference between Spanish D and the English D, a 10-second drill to upgrade your clarity instantly, and the challenges Spanish speakers face, including the D versus the TH confusion. So let's jump in. If you are a Spanish speaker, you bring your Spanish motor habits into English automatically, including how you pronounce the letter D. In Spanish, the letter D is dental, which means the tongue touches the teeth. It would be something like this: dedo, dedo. The sound is soft, the rhythm is smooth, but in English, D is alveolar, which means your tongue touches the palate. So I want you to put your tongue right behind your teeth and press against that ridge that you can feel. D, 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 D. The sound is quick, sharp, and clear. D, D. This small shift changes everything. The quality of the Spanish D is completely different from the quality of the English D. A Spanish style D makes your English less clear, less precise, and yes, less confident. And it appears in your most important work-related vocabulary: data, deadline, delivery, update, leader, direction, or direction. So this is the reason why Spanish speakers struggle with the D sound, and we make common pronunciation mistakes. So now that we talked about why we struggle with the D sound, let's move on to how the English D really works. The English D has three main features. The first one is that it is a voiced sound. We talked about this in episode 2. So if you want to go back and refresh these concepts, you want to go to episode 2. In English, we have two different categories when it comes to sounds: voiceless sounds or voiced sounds. D is a voiced sound, which means your vocal cords are going to vibrate when you are producing it. Number 2, it's alveolar. Your tongue presses right against the upper front teeth in that alveolar ridge. And number 3, it's plosive. This means that there is a small burst of air, especially in stressed syllables. This is exactly why the English D feels a lot stronger, potent, and more defined than the Spanish D. So let's put it all together. Tongue in the right place, turn on your vocal cords and release a controlled burst. And try saying these words: day, day, develop, 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 deadline, deadline. So those are the key features of the English D sound. Now let's feel the difference between the English D and the Spanish D. We're going to start with the English D and then we're going to continue with the Spanish D. So let's try the word day. Put your hand on your throat and feel the vibration. Pay attention to your muscles. What do you feel? Day, day, day. Now let's do the Spanish D. They, they, they. So not only we are mispronouncing the point of articulation of this sound, but also we are actually saying a different word. When we say they with the Spanish D, we're actually saying they, the pronoun they. Now, let's continue with data. Data, data, data. Now in Spanish, data, data, data. Let's do it with deadline, deadline, deadline. Now in Spanish, deadline, deadline, deadline. Next, leader, leader, leader versus leader, leader, leader. These are small, subtle tweaks, but they matter. And when you think about it, when we start to change every single point of articulation, the quality of the sound of one word changes completely. This is why it's very important to start learning the right points of articulation of the English sounds. So now that we talked about why we struggle when we need to pronounce the letter D, we also learned the key features of the English D. We felt the difference between the English D and the Spanish D. Now let's do a quick 10-second drill to start creating that muscle memory. Because here's the key. We can rationalize and understand the difference in the point of articulation between both languages, but mastering this in communication takes a whole other training, and we need to do these drills to create that muscle memory. So I want you to put your tongue on the ridge, on that alveolar ridge, press against that. Turn on your vocal cords and start saying da 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 da. And now add the words day, do, did, deadline, leader. If you engage in this practice daily, you will start to develop that muscle memory that you need so that you don't have to think about it when you speak English. So now that we know how to articulate the English D sound, let's talk about the challenges that we are going to face because of our native tongue. So here's the thing. What I found that Spanish speakers are going to struggle the most is when we see the combination of the letter D and the TH in a phrase or in a sentence. So, for example, if we want to talk about the deadline, if we see the TH, naturally we're going to do the. Very similar to our letter D. So, we are going to do that very naturally. The problem is that then we see the letter D, and our brain will try to do what is more embedded, what has been doing for forever. So more likely than not, when you see these combinations, your brain is going to feel that resistance and is going to struggle a little bit. That's why you need the repetition. So I want you to practice this again, the deadline, and avoid saying the deadline. The deadline, no. The deadline, no. The deadline. The deadline. You need to train your brain to link TH with the dental position and then D with the alveolar ridge position. Let's do some practice with some powerful phrases and then let's move on to some sentences. The data, the data, the decision, the decision, this day, they did, they did, they did, the deadline, the deadline, the deal, the deal. Let's try some sentences. The deadline is tight. The deadline is tight. They delivered the update this morning. They delivered the update this morning. The data they discussed was detailed. The data they discussed was detailed. The data they discussed was detailed. This department needs direction. This department needs direction. This department needs direction. They did the thing they promised. They did the thing they promised. They did the thing they promised. Well done, well done. So, mastering the D sound is not just pronunciation, it's the foundation of a confident professional voice, one that it is clear, strong, persuasive, and aligned with who you want to be in English. But here's the truth, which I'm going to reinforce. For this change to become automatic, you need consistent practice. You need to engage in daily drills or daily boosts, like I like to call them inside of my mentorship. So these sounds can come out very fluently and naturally, even for predictable sounds like this. Trust me, you need this repetition. And remember, this isn't just phonetics. It is a strategy to grow your career globally without language barriers. If you're ready to speak English in meetings with clarity, authority, control, and if you want a brain-friendly method that trains your sounds, your rhythm, and your confidence, then Clear English Confident Voice is for you. This mentorship sits inside the confidence arena of Inglés con Victoria, and it has already helped professionals transform the way they speak by mastering the real articulation of English sounds. And the results are powerful. All the details about these mentorships are going to be down below, so you can check it out. So let's recap and anchor what we learned in this training. We talked about why Spanish speakers pronounce the English D wrong without even realizing it, how the English D really works. We also felt the difference between the Spanish D and the English D. We learned a very quick, easy 10-second drill to upgrade your clarity instantly. And we also covered the challenges Spanish speakers face, including the D versus the TH confusion. So that is all for today. In episode 5, we're going to dive into a very interesting concept that nobody talks about, and it has to do with your identity, with that identity that owns your English voice. So stay tuned because that is going to be very, very powerful, and I wouldn't want you to miss it. So stay tuned and see you in the next one. Bye bye.